Good evening, everyone. Kalla here. Welcome to my live stream. Glad you could make it today. So, we're going to be playing some more Radiant Tale. Last time, our protagonist's normal everyday life was kind of shattered by getting landed on by a dragon in human form, who turned out to be part of a organization called Circus, who is supposed to be putting on performances to make magical flowers bloom so that we can heal the prince of the country from whatever he accidentally did to himself that froze his life. Our protagonist is convinced into joining Circus, and now we're in their coach and getting to know everyone. I think that about covers it. And hello, Drag. How are you doing?
ザフォラ、情報屋をやってる。出身は迷宮都市クルトラ。
Yeah, I think the prince's spell was like a protection spell on himself or something. That also had the effect of freezing his aging and his heart.
手に入れたいものがあってサーカスに参加を志願した。
Oh yes, that's the thing. But apparently what we get for joining Circus, and if we succeed in doing this, we get one thing that we want. I'm pretty sure that everyone in this circus has something that they want. Zafra. Oh, what would that be?
教える義理はない。
Of course he's not going to tell us.
素直に自己紹介したと思ったけど、やっぱりいつも通りだな。
最低限のことさえ知っておけば問題ない。仕事の邪魔だけは絶対にするなよ。いいかトカゲ、お前に言ってるんだ。
俺、ザフォラの邪魔なんかしたことねえぞ。
I don't think that's true, Villiers.
つい数日前のことも忘れたのか？
Oh yeah, you know how we were saying that Villiers is a great replacement for Suzu? It's the same voice. I looked it up after the last stream. It's the same voice actor. Of course I like Villiers. Somehow we're the only person in that group that can unite them and make them come to a sensible conclusion. Yeah! Somehow we're also the only one with a reasonable idea of how to properly market a show.
その首の上に乗せてるのは飾りか？鳥より小さい脳みそしか入ってないんじゃないか？
ザフォラと同じサイズの脳みそ持ってるっつの。それにあれは邪魔したんじゃない。ザフォラが気づかなかったから呼んだだけだろ。
それを邪魔したって言うんだ。
Okay. Let's all calm down. Zafra, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
お前もお前だ。普通なところしか取り柄がないようなやつにこのメンツを仕切れるのか？
Oof! Yes, we have Villiers, the dumb one, who is also a dragon. We got Zafra, the rude one. Natalia, who's the pretty one. And I can't remember the other names off the top of my head right now.
確かにジーニアに任せるよりはマシだろうが、マシってだけだ。俺はお前に期待してない。俺の足を引っ張らないよう能なしトカゲの世話でも焼いておくんだな。
What?
おいおい、初対面の、しかも今から力合わせてやってこうぜって相手にそれはねえんじゃねえか。
It's Reddy, the fluffy one. Who can also turn into a human, but the protagonist does not know this.
客観的な事実を言っただけだ。毛玉、俺はお前のことも信用してない。
ずいぶんはっきり言うな。ま、今は仕方ねえにしても徐々に分かっていけばいいさ。
俺にはそんな予定ないがな。
ああ、まあいい。次はお前だな。イーオンだったか？
Eon, the one whose face scares small children.
イーオンだ。元治安維持隊に所属していた。
Could you add any more information?
出身はフェルスだ。
ちょっと、自己紹介はお互いを知る第一歩よ。もうちょっと頑張って紹介してちょうだい。仲間としては意思表示していくことは基本中の基本よ。
ならば言わせてもらおう。自分はあなたたちの参加には反対だ。
Oh? What?
今から回れ右してオートに戻れってか？
可能ならばそうしてほしい。
You don't want us around you?
長い旅は危険が伴う。予期せぬトラブルがいつ起こるかわからない。都市間の移動では森を通るため魔物に遭遇する可能性も高い。若い娘や小さな生き物が参加すればそれだけ回避が難しくなる。
Yeah, I'm sure you can protect us. You're a big strong boy. That's... You have a point, but...
はーい、ストップよイーオン。あなたの言い分もわかるけどね。スカウトしたのはこっちなの。二人が同行するのはもう確定したこと。わかったわね。
承知した。
Eon didn't look convinced at all as he turned his head away from us. Maybe I seem really thoughtless in the eyes of an ex-officer, making this decision. Perhaps I shouldn't have come along after all. Vilio, Pascalia, and Genia welcomed me with open arms, but Zephyr and Eon didn't seem to share the same sentiment.
そんなに落ち込まなくていいよ。イオンも悪意があったわけじゃないと思うし。
危険っつっても俺がついてるんだ。なんも心配いらねえよ。
Alright, thank you.
じゃあ次は俺だな。ドラゴンの島から来たビリオだ。得意なことは飛ぶこと、好きなものは肉。
Flying's my speciality, says someone who crash landed on a girl.
改めてよろしくな、ティファリア、ラディ。
Can we trust him to protect us since he pushed us to the ground the first time he met us? Yeah, nice to meet you again too. And, there's an island full of dragons?
ドラゴンは基本単独で暮らしてるが、その島だけは例外で複数のドラゴンが住んでるらしいぜ。
そうそう、その通り。よく知ってるな。
Pilio grinned widely. Looking at him, it was difficult to associate him with the classification of legendary Fey beast. However, he was a dragon through and through. I saw him with my own eyes, so I have no choice other than to believe it. But at the same time, somewhere in the back of my mind, I still had lingering doubts that the person before me really was a dragon. Plus, Zephyr was calling him a lizard. Tifalia, dragons are technically lizards.
こうしてるとあんまりドラゴンって感じしないよね。ただ迷惑なだけの幻獣だろ。
ま、よろしくな。じゃあ今度は俺らの自己紹介だな。
Ready turn.
俺はラディ。見ての通りラブリーでキュートな幻獣だ。このチームのマスコットだからな。俺の可愛さで客をバンバン呼び込んでやるから任せとけ。
怒り取りの間違いじゃないのか。せいぜいお荷物にならないようにするんだな。
Rude, Zephyr.
ラディは何ができるの？
そうだな。ダンスは得意だぜ。あと子供人気だけは誰にも負けねえな。
ダンスか。僕は得意じゃないから羨ましいよ。
いつでも俺様の最強プリティダンスを伝授してやるぜ。
Raddy, I'm not sure your dance is gonna work for someone with only 2 legs. Hi Nick, how you doing?
じゃあ今度教えてもらおうかな。
おうよ、任せとけ。
And I'm the only one left, right? I'm Tifalia. I'll do my best to support everyone as the public relations manager and producer. Oh, our first glossary of the stream. Assistant girl. Our heroine's occupation in circus. Usually she doesn't stand on stage as the star of a show, but plays a critical role in supporting the framework of the troupe. Thinking about strategies to attract spectators, coming up with the contents of their show, and giving instructions to all the members is her job. I'm doing fine. I just spent a couple of hours opening and sorting trading cards. Actually, no, that was just the sorting. I did the opening earlier. I hope we can all work well together.
よろしくな。
よろしくね。
さて、自己紹介は終わったし、改めて私たちのやることについて説明するわね。
If I remember correctly, we have to perform at each of the 5 major cities and make the flora bloom, right? You haven't missed very much, Nick. We've just been finishing the introductions.
花を5つ咲かせるだけなら別にオートで5回やりゃいいんじゃねえのか？
Can't we just perform 5 times at the capital? What would be the point of that, Raddy?
なんでわざわざ5大都市全部を回らなきゃなんねんだ？
I assume it would be very difficult to get the same group of spectators to make 5 bloom, right? That's probably why.
それはフローラがクロリスを改良して作られていることが関係しててね。実は今 世界全体でクロリスの開花率が下がってるのよ。
I know. What? Wow, I didn't know that at all.
ああ、まあ確かに言われてみればそうかもな。昔より見る機会減ったっつうか。
そうで、その開花率の低下が特に目立つのが五大都市なの。世界のクロリス開花状況が低いままだとフローラも咲かない可能性が高いのよ。だから私たちは各都市でクロリスが咲きにくくなってる問題を解決した上でフローラを咲かせなきゃいけないってわけ。
Deal with the factors limiting chloris blooms. So you mean deal with everything that's making people unhappy? That sounds dozens of times harder than what I initially imagined. This group has such a heavy responsibility weighing on its shoulders. Am I really going to be able to do my job as the producer?
お客さんを楽しませるショーをするだけっつ単純な話じゃなさそうだな。
Perhaps Raddy shared the same opinion. I could feel his worried gaze on me. Even so.
やりたいと思ったことには素直に挑戦してほしい。若い時にしかできないことはたくさんあるんだ。できることからは逃げずに全部やってみるべきなんだよ。
Spirea encouraged me to move forward, and I can't let that go to waste.
おじけづいたなら降りてもいいんだぞ。
No, I won't. I said I would try, so I'll push through till the very end, I promise.
お前がそう言うなら俺も全力でやってやるぜ。都市だって世界だって変えてやるさ。俺様がついてるんだからな。安心しろ。
二人とも頼もしいな。
さすが私、見る目があるわね。
そういや全部終わったら国王に何でも願い叶えてもらえるんだよな。
ええ、そうよ。
Wouldn't it be slightly more dangerous just getting out of the wagon here? Yeah, I have no idea how far we've gone so far, but probably.
お前らは何を叶えてもらうつもりなんだ？
僕は両親にプレゼントするための魔法具とかもらおうかなって思ってるよ。
Huh? That's wonderful.
俺は特にないんだよな。
自分も願いを使うつもりはない。上司の指示で参加しているだけだ。
もう欲がないんだから、くれるって言うなら何かもらっておけばいいのに。
ザホラ、お前は？
He's not gonna tell us, Raddy.
さっきも言ったが、手に入れたいものがある。これ以上教える気はない。
別に言ったって減るもんじゃねえだろ。
情報の安売りはしない主義だ。
So what you mean is we could pay you for that information?
へいへい、そうですか。俺はどうすっかな。
It's kind of hard to pinpoint something when they say they'll grant any one wish.
ま、これから全都市を巡るんだ。ゆっくり考えるとしようぜ。
Right. I wanted to come up with something that'll make both Spirea and Raddy happy. But before I considered the end of the journey, I needed to focus on the present. What would my wish be? I have no idea. If someone told me I could have absolutely anything I wanted, I have no idea what I'd pick. So we need to resolve the problems of each city, form, and make the flora bloom. Practice and promotion are a must. Things are definitely going to get busy. way. If we're heading to each of the major 5 cities, are we possibly en route to...
ええ、エスコルチア5大都市の中でも最もオートに近い都市。
the closest city to the capital?
学術都市カリだよ。
Kalla. The scholar city founded by Celsius, the great spirit of Earth. Nope. Nope. There isn't a second C in that word. Celius, the great spirit of Earth. The brain of Esclotia, located right next to Arthea. Many of the citizens are researchers, their families, or students going through higher education. Nearly all of the research facilities and institutes in Esclotia are located in Kalla. I had a feeling that was the case, but hearing him say it out loud?
キュワリア、大丈夫か？
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm fine. I mean it. 10 years have already passed. That's where, I guess where she used to live, huh? And I already steeled myself, knowing we would have to come here eventually. Kalla. A city of knowledge with the Sage Tower at its heart, where scholars and researchers gathered. Sage Tower. Located in the centre of Kalla, this tower is where all the essence of wisdom in Esclotia is gathered. A lofty construct made by Celius, the great spirit of Earth. Research is conducted all day and night, and the lights are never snuffed out. The researchers of the Sage Tower are the ones who developed flora through experiments with chloris. It was also the city I once lived in with my parents, who were 2 of those researchers. Oop. Hey, we're out of the prologue! Prologue complete. Chapter 1 start.
エスコルチアの中心、オート・アーテイルのすぐ隣に位置する都市。
If I press this, yep. Ooh. Okay, yeah, so that's it. Just to the south of the circular city that's Arthea, that must be the tower. I guess the one over in the east is the... There was one that's like a Colosseum, right? That must be that one. The one up in the north that's just off the coast, that must be the one that's like Venice. I'm guessing over there in the west, underneath those mountains, is the Labyrinth one. Yep, and that's it, because that's 5. Can we finally get a choice to stream? That is a good question!
学術都市カリだ。土の大精霊セリウスが築いた学問の町。
Celius, the great spirit of Earth, who has a wealth of knowledge in his mind and a passion for research in his heart. He's methodical and a bit of a perfectionist.
天をつく高い学術棟を囲うように、さまざまな教育機関や研究施設が立ち並ぶ知識の中心地。 なんて言われてるが、実際のとこは頭でっかちの変人や研究バカの巣窟だ。たく、酒がまずくなるぜ。
Look at that roof vents. It's kind of cool. And there it was, the tower at Kalla's core. We alighted the carriage and our first destination was the main street, where the tower could be seen looming in the distance.
あの塔まだ全然遠いのに迫力あるな。でっけえ。
あれが学術棟だな。この町を作ったセリウスが張り切ったせいであんなバカでかい塔になったんだと。この道が他の建物より高くなってるのもあの塔を自慢するためらしいぜ。
Oh, so this street is elevated compared to just a second. Oh, right, I see. We're basically on a giant viaduct. Because you can sort of see another one over to the right at the back. You can see the arches underneath it. So I'm guessing there's 4 coming in from the sides of the city into the center.
晴れた日にはアーテイルの王城からもうっすら姿が見えるのよね。
Castle. Both the residence of royalty and the center of politics. Normal citizens visit it often to attend special events or to go through official procedures, so it's always busy.
話は聞いていたけど、本当にすごく高いね。上まで眺めてたら首が痛くなっちゃいそう。
頂上まで登るのには苦労しそうだな。
Yeah, and I really hope they have elevators in there. I don't want to have to climb the stairs.
この道に来るときも乗ったリフトが塔の中にもあるに決まってるだろ。
There's lifts to get to the top of the viaducts. Excellent. Gotta love a city that considers that. Lift. A mystic tool used to carry people or things up and down. The one in the Sage Tower is a one-of-a-kind model that has seen countless improvements, making it the fastest lift in existence. The fastest lift in existence, huh? I don't know how I feel about that.
「というか無駄にはしゃぐな。一緒にいるこっちが恥ずかしい。
Kellida, huh? My memories of this place are a lot fainter than I thought.
ティファリオ、どうかしたの？
It's nothing. I lived here once, so it feels a little strange coming back. But I don't remember much of my childhood, so I was really surprised how tall the tower is. Fastest is relative, that's true. But when you say fastest elevator, my brain goes to the Tower of Terror at Disney, and I don't think that this lift is gonna go quite that fast. Because that would be bad. I mean, it's perfectly fine if it goes as fast as that, as long as there's seats and seat belts, but I doubt there is. So we'll go with the fastest actually a functional and usable lift. The Tower of Terror, so it goes down faster than gravity would take it. The ride system actually pulls it downwards, and it makes you float out of your seat, and I really enjoy it. It's my favourite ride at Disneyland Paris. But obviously I wouldn't want an actual lift to do that. yeah, I don't know the exact speed. But I do know it's faster than gravity so that it can give you airtime.
それにしてもこの町はオートとは随分雰囲気が異なるな。道行く者は皆物静かだし、街並みもまっすぐに整備されている。
Scary, Hadrag. Well, it's called the Tower of Terror for a reason. But it just makes me happy rather than scared.
この都市オートから見えたんだけどさ、空から見るとすげえんだぜ。通りも家も四角に区切られてて、定規で引いた感じになっててさ。
Ah, you see, obviously this would be very different from the capital because the capital is all circly and this place is all square. One of the reasons the illustration. Yeah. That's true. I mean, equally equally it is the Hollywood Tower Hotel, which is equally alliterative. um,
セリウスはやたらと几帳面な性格だったからな。計画段階から徹底的に合理化を図ったって話だぜ。
本当だ。地図で見るとよくわかるね。綺麗な四角になってる。
map. So, Junior, what should we do next? We need to prep and have some meetings about the show, so should we look for an inn first?
残念だけど宿はなし。基本的に旅の間は都市にいてもテント生活よ。
No inns, just camping. Alright.
なんでだよ。町から町への道中だったらテントでも仕方ねえけどよ。
Is it no inns because we don't have the budget, Junior?
つべこべ言わない。共同生活することで親睦を深めていくのも大事よ。
Now that I'm pretty sure that there are inns in this city, Drag. It's just that Junior has decided we are not using them.
正直に言えよ。他のことに予算を使いすぎて宿泊費が足りなくなったって。
That's what I said. There's no room in the budget.
ちょっと正論は卑怯よ。まともなこと言わないでちょうだい。
That's a rather novel rebuttal. Junior pouted his lips for a moment before combing up his hair with his fingers.
でも安心して。衣食住は美容と健康の基本。有能団長ジーニア様はちゃんとそのあたり考えて準備してるのよ。
And so, we went to the open space that Genia had reserved beforehand and began setting up our living tents.
なんで町に来てまで野宿なんだよ。
Reddy was, well, complaining the whole time, but he ended up retracting those gripes immediately.
これ本当にテントか？ほとんど勝手に立ったぞ。
Hey, it's an automatic tent again, just like the show tent is. And it's fully furnished too. It's so spacious, almost like a room at an inn. Not only is it an automatic tent, it's an automatic glamping tent. Taken aback by that pleasant surprise, we merrily did some final arrangements inside the tent while gushing over it.
マジであっという間だったな。最新の魔法具はすげえ。
This is splendid. I think we'll get some good rest on our journey in here.
下手な宿に泊まるよりいい生活できそうだぜ。
Are you sure there's no TARDIS magic? Maybe. I mean, somehow all of this was folded up into probably more of a bag of holding situation, I suppose. Genia seemed pretty haphazard about things. I was kind of worried. But the preparations he made are much better thought out than I'd assumed. Phew. We finished setting up our tent. Then we moved over to the common area, which everyone had already finished assembling. Sorry for being late. It's meant to be used by everyone, but I didn't help at all.
いいっていいって。こっちも全然手間かからずに建てられたからな。
驚いたよね。ほとんど何もしなくても一瞬でお部屋が出来上がっちゃうんだもん。
お前はほとんど見てただけだろ。
向こうにはキッチンとシャワースペースもある。
A shower as well? Wow, there's even a shower? Both me and Tefali are picking up on the more important part of that. With proper waste disposal, I mean, that is the question, isn't it? I was prepared to go without one for some time on the road, but so happy to hear that.
嬉しいでしょ。シャワーを浴びれない日があるなんてありえないもの。奮発したわ。
So that's where the budget went.
どれもこれも高えんだろうな。金欠になるのもうなずけるぜ。
Out of curiosity, Raddy and I are staying in one tent. What's everyone else doing?
俺はパスハリアと一緒だぜ。
このトカゲと同部屋だけはありえない。
私はもちろん団長権限で一人よ。
ジーニアの荷物だけすごく多かったから一人で使ってもらうしかなかったんだよね。
ビリオとパスハリア、ザホラとイーオンって組み合わせか。
So we have one tent that contains the people who are being very nice to us. And one that contains the people who are being less nice to us.
よっしゃ、一丁どんな部屋か覗いてきてやるか。
Raddy.
それは構わないが、この後アレストさんが来訪する予定があるため、手短に済ませてもらえるとありがたい。
Who's Alest? Alest?
ああ、まだ説明してなかったかしら。アレストもね、一応私たちの関係者よ。
Technically, huh?
私と同じところで働いてる頭でっかちメガネで口うるさい。
誰が頭でっかちで口うるさいって？
Ah, perfect timing.
ゲ。あーちゃんもう来たの？
あだ名で呼ぶなと言っているだろう。それからゲットはなんだ？
Yeah, he does seem very much the opposite of Genia.
忙しい中、時間ぴったりに来てやったというのに。
I mean, even down to his outfit. His outfit is all sort of pointy. His outfit and his hair are all pointy, and Genia's is all wavy. character design.
もうちょっとゆっくり来てくれてもよかったのよ。
その間に一人だけ逃げる気だろ。そうはさせん。
Are you two possibly acquainted with each other?
ええ、控えめに言って心の友よ。
I don't think the other guy is gonna think that.
腐れ縁な幼なじみ兼職場の同僚だ。それ以下はあってもそれ以上はない。
Childhood friends, huh? The big gap between their perceptions.
ご無沙汰しています、アレストさん。
アレスト、オートブリー。
ああ、イーオンにビリオか。他の皆も変わりないようだな。
Oh, hello. It's nice to meet you. I'm Tafalia.
ナディだ。
君たちが新しく入ったメンバーか。私はアレストだ。よろしくな。
Glossary. Alest, a young man hailed as the right hand of King Begonia. Despite his youth, he is one of the king's closest advisors. 3 years ago, he led the public security forces from the capital and conducted a large-scale purge of Ferris's underground arena. He holds peerless faith and adoration towards Prince Colivus, and whenever he begins to talk about the prince, nobody can hope to stop him. Aha, I see.
君たちのために改めて自己紹介をしておこう。私は普段城に仕えて様々な仕事をさせてもらっている。君たちサーカスの監視もその一つだ。今回はたまたまカリダンにいたため直接出向いたが、今後はこの通信杯を使って定期報告を行ってくれ。
A relay chalice.
あら、通信杯なんてレアもの。私たちが持ってっちゃっていいの？
主にお前を放置しておく方が怖いからな。くれぐれも扱いにだけは気をつけろよ。
I would rather give you this rare item than to have you just wander off on your own. Understandable.
今後私は主に外から君たちの補佐を行うことになる。困ったことがあれば気兼ねなく連絡してきてくれ。
I will.
では早速本題に入ろうか。もう分かってはいると思うが、改めて君たちのやるべきことについて説明しよう。
If we don't take care of it, well, if we don't take care of it, we won't be able to talk to Alest, I guess, and he's probably not going to be happy with us.
ジーニアが団長なせいでいまいち伝わっていないだろうが、君たちに託された使命は君たちが想像するよりはるかに重い。
Our goal was to cultivate blooming flowers which could melt the prince's frozen heart. That meant that the prince's very future was in our hands. Though I'd understood the weight of it, having to face it head on still made me anxious.
僕たちがやることは王子様の容体に直接関わるんだもんね。
その通りだ。
What?
ああ、始まっちゃった。
His hand clenched into a fist, Alest leaned forward, eyes blazing with passion, and began bombarding us with enthusiasm.
君たちももちろん知っての通り、コリブス様は美目修霊才色兼備、誰もが将来を期待する理想の王子だ。生まれながらにして類まれなる才に恵まれ、ハイハイと同時に精霊と意志突用し魔法を使ったのだ。しかも契約もなしに全ての属性と。王の血筋は必ず全属性を持つとはいえ、その才能は5歳の時点で現王に匹敵すると言われていたほど。わかるかね。そんな王子が自らの心を凍らせて閉ざした時の世界の損失がどれほどのものか。その頃の私はまだ若く、王子のおそばにいることはできなかった。それはなぜ私はあと5年早く生まれなかったんだ。
Excuse me, Alest?
し、今は黙って聞くのよ。王子を語らせると長いのよ。変に言葉を挟むとさらに長引くし、最長7時間はノンストップよ。
7 hours straight. I'm not sure there's anything I could talk about for 7 hours straight.
それ終わるの夜中じゃねえか。勘弁してくれ。
There's only one person, you know. I thought he was a much more proper man than Genia, but...
そう、私は信じているのだ。いつか王子が私に優しく微笑みを向けてくださるその日が来るの。
This guy isn't normal either. Alest proceeded to rant for an entire hour about how wonderful Prince Colobus was.
そんな偉大な王子を救う鍵をまさに君たちが握っているのだ。そのことをくれぐれも胸に深く刻んでくれたまえ。
Maybe it's a good thing he's supervising us from a distance. With those words, he finally finished his exuberant speech. Yes, sir. We shall do our best, sir.
今の会話で王子って単語一体何回出てきたのかな。100までは数えてたんだけど。
いやー、相変わらずアレストは王子のこと大好きだな。
ビリオ、あまりそういったことは言わない方がいい。また語りが始まってしまう。
How does one manage to keep an audience for that long? Well... in this case, it's because he's basically our boss. And therefore it would be, unwise to, interrupt him or drift off, I suppose. We were dead tired from listening to the long-winded monologue. Finally, Alest moved on to the next topic.
さて、それで公演についてのことだが、この都市では学術棟が開催地となる。
Alright, the show will be at the tower.
お？あの塔のどこにそんなスペースがあ
That
るん
was
だ？
my question. Where are we going to put a circus tent? There.
屋上だ。
We get to go to that bit on the rooftop that looked cool! Yay! Huh? On the rooftop? Of the tower?
一定期間借りられるよう手配しているから好きに使うといい。
Does it have to be in a tent?
So you
That is a
can-
good question. That is a good question.
本来この仕事はジーニアがやっておくべきことだからな。
Yeah, Genia.
いいじゃない。あーちゃんそういう仕事好きでしょ。
たまたま借りたで別の仕事があったから代わりにやってやったが、今回だけだぞ。
ケチンボ。
Alest shot an unimpressed look in Genia's direction before continuing.
それからこの都市で発生している問題についてだが、都市のクロリス開花率が下がっていることがフローラの開花に影響する可能性が高いことは聞いているな。
ああ、フローラってやつを咲かせるには街で起きてる問題も一緒に解決しなきゃなんだろ。
その通りだ。
What are the problems?
この都市で何か問題が起きているようには見えなかったが、何が問題なんだろうか。
みんな全体的に落ち着いてるなとは思ったけど。
まさにそこがこの都市の問題だ。住民の多くが感情の起伏に乏しい。
How are we supposed to solve that? Many of the citizens lack strong emotions. And? What do you expect us to do about it?
研究者とか学者の気質なのかもしれないけど、淡々と数字を追うだけになっちゃってるの。
そうか。クロリスは喜びの感情で咲くから。
感情が動かなければ咲かないということか。
知識人なんてそういうものじゃないのか。元の気質ならそれを変えるのは無理だろう。
確かに気質と言ってしまえばそれまでなのかもしれないが、かつては研究者たちもクロリスを咲かせていた。その数が近年で激減したのは間違いない。
Alright. Right, since researchers should actually have more curiosity and excitement than anyone else. I can't believe so many of them have lost that spark now. Even in my faded memories worn down by time, my parents had always smiled happily. To me, researchers were people who jumped with joy whenever they came across the unknown. I mean, maybe they know too many things now. Maybe it's too difficult to discover new things these days. Maybe that's the problem. That's so sad.
ティファリア。
ともあれ、その点を改善しなければフローラは咲かない可能性が高い。容易なことではないと思うが、王子のため、聞いてはこの国のためだ。あとは頼んだぞ、諸君。
With that, Aleste left. As for us, we took this opportunity to have a meeting to plan what kind of performance we should do.
この町の人間は感情の起伏が乏しいね。
楽しいとか悲しいとかそういうのをあまり感じないってことなんだよね。どういう感じなのか僕にはいまいち想像できないや。
そうだな。俺も正直よく分かってね。何見ても楽しくないってことだろ。
I don't know about that. I don't think that's quite the case, but researchers and scholars should be really excited when they encounter new things. That's how it worked with my parents.
ま、今ここで顔を突き合わせてても解決策が出ねえってんなら、まずは町に出て実際ここに住む奴らに話を聞いてみようや。市場調査ってやつだ。
Market research. Yep, good idea, Reddy.
案外あっさり答えが見つかるかもしんねえぜ。
そうだよな。わからないなら自分の目で見に行けばいい。
そういうこった。
僕も水の魔法に長けた人を探したかったからちょうどいいや。
そういうことなら私はここでやることあるから留守番しとくわね。
Does that sound good to you, Zafra, Eon?
俺は好きにさせてもらう。
それが指示ならば従おう。
Considering what had happened in the capital, I was somewhat worried. Was it truly the right move to have everyone split up and act alone? No, actually, I was far more than somewhat worried.
決まりだな。なーに大丈夫だ。こいつらはさておき、俺とお前が動ければひとまずは十分だろ。
それじゃ夜にまた集合ってことでよろしくね。
On that cue, we all went our separate ways into the city. Okay, it's one of these. Alright. Wellesley city map. Very neat. basically looks like we need to pick a person, as it were. Oh, that means I have to make a decision. Which boy am I most interested in? I mean, it's Vilio, but I know I can't go with him. Welcome back, Nick. This is quite possibly our first choice as to who we're going to go and investigate with. Which is probably going to be relevant. Genia, Radi, Ion, Passalia, Zafara, Vilio. There's probably not much point going with Vilio because, as I said, he's not. And I'm not particularly fond of Zafara. Or Genia. So, Radi, Ion, or Passalia? No. I don't know these guys well enough to pick, darn it. Tempted to Eon. I still want to head pat the dude. Ready. I don't know who to pick, guys. Help. Can't we just do... No, we gotta pick a person. I want to go past Eon, I've decided. I will make him like me, darn it. Past the bookstore with a red roof. None at the stationery shop onto the street. Maria said that I used to live around here in the past, but... it's no good, I still can't remember anything. This architecture looks familiar, but I couldn't tell you where from. I like it though. I tried to compare the scenery with my memories from 10 years ago. Make a spot the difference game, but nothing was the same. Feeling a complicated mix of emotions, I walked through the streets when... Huh? Is that the signboard for Cheers? Oh, so the calendar branch was here. Wait. Before the familiar signboard was a motionless man with piercing eyes. Is that... Ion? He hadn't exactly been a happy camper about me joining circus. Talking to him one-on-one required mustering up a little courage, but... I'm going to travel together for a long time, so I can't let it stay this way. Excuse me, Ion.
Ah, Tifaria ka.
How's it going? Have you heard anything worthwhile from the residents?
いや、自分が話しかけるとすぐ怯えられてしまう
Of
から。
course they do. See, he needs our help. He needs our help. He can't talk to people because he terrifies them.
自分は行き交う人の様子を見つつ、主に街並みを観察していた。
Oh, I see. I can't deny that he's a little menacing, so I don't know how to reply to that. And what do you think? Has anything caught your attention?
やはりラディの言っていた通りだ。カリダの街はよく言えば合理的、悪く言えば遊び心がほとんどない。オートに比べるとその差は明白だ。街並みにも花や装飾といったものがほぼ見当たらないからな。
Now that you mention it, there's no nature to be seen. That does make it feel a little desolate.
娯楽用品を扱う店も少ない。本屋の蔵書も8割が参考書。オートでは多かった酒場の類も目立つのはこのチアーズくらいで他には見つからないな。
Wow, he's been observing very keenly. Out of admiration, I nodded. And I mustered up that one bit of courage I'd found earlier to make a proposal. Hello, Sil. How are you doing? If it's all right with you, how about we go around the city together?
自分と一緒にか。
Yes, I've already walked around the whole city once. If we explore as a pair, we might be able to see things from a different angle, so...
いや、遠慮しておこ
Boo! What?
う。自分が共にいるとなると住民も萎縮して話を聞きづらい。ならばここは二手に分かれ、そちらが話を聞き、自分が観察する方が効率がいいはずだ。
That's... I mean, you do have a point.
ではまた後で。夕方にはテントに戻る。
Hey, wait up! He turned on his heel and began walking away, but I chased him hurriedly. I only asked to walk together, but he flat out refused. Maybe he really does dislike me. I trailed after him, disheartened, until he turned around looking puzzled.
なぜついてくる？情報収集なら手分けよ。
I know that's a more efficient plan. After all, our goal is to understand the people here so we can put on a good show.
ならば。
But in my mind, learning about the other circus members is just as important.
どういう意味だ？
Heon halted his footsteps, and I saw this as an opening to persuade him. I spoke quickly while I had his attention. You know I only just joined the team, so I don't know anything about anyone yet. But if I keep on feeling distant, I can't do my job as producer or PR manager. That's why I want to know more about all of you and understand you as people. That includes you, Eon. I made a desperate appeal to him. Eon's brows knitted together. He looked vexed as he let out a light sigh.
なるほど。あなたの言うことは正しい。
Convinced him.
理解を深めなければ、ショーのプログラムなど組みようもないだろうからな。
Yes, so
だがやはり自分としてはあなたがサーカスに参加することに反対だという姿勢は変わらない。
he's being mean. I mean, he's not actually being mean. Not actively, but yeah. um,
そのぐらい旅というものは過酷で危険をはらんでいると思っている。
Hion ended the conversation with those words and began walking again. But if I back down now, that defeats the purpose of talking to him in the first place. No matter what he thinks, what I know for sure is I want to learn more about him. Okay, let's be direct about this. Yes, we must pester him. Pester. I psyched myself up again and closed the distance in one go. Excuse me, Eon, is there anything you'd like to do in our next show?
自分がやりたいこと。
Have I got a favorite now? It's really hard. I just had to make a choice of who to go hang out with around this town. I was like, no, I don't know who to pick. Well, I mean, I want to pick Vilio, but I also know his route's locked. so I couldn't pick Vilio. So I've decided to pick Eon here. I was sort of between Eon and just hanging out with Raddy and his floof. Yeah, Pashalia's performance, for example, will centre around his water magic. And well, I was wondering how I should direct your performance, Eon. Also, I don't think I say his name the same every time I do it. I keep forgetting how it goes. Maybe I shouldn't have picked him. You don't have to worry too much. It's our first show, so everyone's still figuring it out as they go. As long as you all show off your unique talents, the audience will definitely smile.
ない。
Excuse me? He shot that idea down. And not because he was a man of few words, there was clear rejection in his voice.
自分は戦うことしか能のない男だ。人を笑顔にすることなどできない。
Huh?
ジーニアに舞台に立てと言われたからパフォーマーとして参加しているが本当は裏方を望みたいくらいだ。
Glossary time. Stagehand. The crew who supports the show from the backstage. In circus, their jobs are to operate the lights, play the right music, and prepare props for the show. I wonder how many of those we have and if we'll get to actually meet them. After that conversation, Hyun didn't make any more complaints about me going around with him. Going along with him, even. Hello, Pink Blossom. Welcome to the stream. We went around the city once before returning to the vicinity of the tents. In the end, we didn't end up talking much. Sorry for being so unreasonable and following you around, Eon. Yeah, Drag, I think I think Stagehand is going to be one of the things we're going to have to deal with, right? But we can't be the only one, because, I mean, there must be a proper lighting crew, right? Although actually, given the prevalence of magical tools and stuff in this world, then maybe maybe we can wear all the hats.
いや、構わないが。
Are you asking if I'm new to VTubing, Pink Blossom? No, I'm coming up on my 3rd anniversary. Is that? I think that's right. 3rd anniversary? Yeah, 3rd anniversary this year. In like April, I think it is. I can't remember the exact date. I really need to check that. Ben, thanks for putting up with me so far. I'm in charge of dinner tonight, so I'll head off to buy some groceries. Letting out a big sigh internally, I began heading toward the busy street.
待ってくれ。
Oh?
あの人数分の食材をあなた一人が運ぶのは無理があるのではないか。
It's fine. I understand why you might have thought I was new because I am very, very small. Yay, he's offering to carry the purchases. Excellent. Oh, I can just make a few trips back and forth. It's not an issue. 27th of April. Thank you, Drag. I knew it was April. I just wasn't exactly certain when. I do have it written down somewhere. Ian looked like it looked as if you were wrestling with an idea for a few seconds.
それは手間になるだろう。時間もかかる。自分も同行する。荷物持ちとして使ってくれ。
Pack horse obtained. What?
迷惑だろうか。
Every time he makes that expression, I want to give him head pats. There's just something about that expression. I never thought he'd make such an offer. My eyes began to shine and... okay, our first actual choice. As in talking choice rather than movement choice, I guess. Yeah, I'm good. I'd like to go with not at all. I'm happy. He's kind of hot. Yeah, isn't he? All the guys in this game are really good looking. It's kind of hard to pick. The 27th of April this year is on a Saturday, Hadra. Well, I guess that means a rare Saturday stream, right? If I want to do a stream on my anniversary, anyway. Not at all, I'm happy. I don't know why he suddenly offered to help, but I cannot let this golden opportunity slip by. What I really should have done was quick save before that. It's fine. Hopefully that's the right choice. Not at all. I'm happy. Thank you, Eon. I'll gladly take you up on that.
それほど喜ぶような話ではないと思うが。
Oh, there we go. That sounded positive. His features seemed to soften somewhat into the ghost of a smile as he nodded. In any case, he would save me a lot of trouble if he helped. That was for sure. Okay then, I'm counting on you, Eon. And, well, it would be nice if you helped me out with the prep for dinner.
わかった。自信はないが。
I am in fact charming him, yes. Thanks. It's okay. I'll do the fine-tuning, like adjusting the taste. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's mostly just asking you to, like, cut up vegetables and things like that and you'll be fine. I puffed up my chest and made that declaration confidently, but, well, I quickly came to regret making that statement. In a good way. Regret in a good way? Oh, because her food was so good that she's now on duty for cooking every night, I guess. Meat seared carefully to perfection was matched with a flavorful sauce enhanced with onions. Yeah. that was sounding so great until it got to the end. I am not a fan of onions. The crunchy, fresh salad was drizzled with a refreshing homemade dressing. A feast was spread on the table in a beautiful display and everyone's eyes gleamed. Producer, PR manager, chef, what's next? Yep, Tefali are going to be wearing all the hats.
この肉食い応えもあるし、ソースもやたらうまいな。
おい、汚い食べ方するな。食器の概念がない島の出身か。
でもこれ真面目に美味しいわね。さすがリーベルの看板娘。
やっぱりリーベルでも普段から厨房を担当してたの？
Yeah, but about that.
待て待て、これティファリアの味じゃねえぞ。
Wait. Ion can cook? I guess. You can tell already?
当たり前だろ。このラディ様がどんだけお前の飯食ってきたと思ってる。
あれ、そうなの？じゃあ誰が？
自分だが。
Ah, so the regret in a good way is, hey look, he's good at cooking. So he's hot and he's good at cooking. A low voice echoed out from the kitchen, and as a reflex, everyone shared a surprised look. We all walked over to the kitchen to take a peek, and there we found... Ooh. Look at the chibi! Aww. Eon, wearing an adorable apron as he worked on one dish after another. Like a man that can cook.
食後のデザートはプリンだ。カラメルソースは不要なら言ってくれ。
え？エオン？料理できたのか？
Well, my original plan was to make everything by myself. But I discovered that he was amazing at this when I asked him to help. In fact, even all the sauces were made by Eon. To be honest, his cooking is clearly more delicious than mine. I boasted that he could trust me with tuning the taste. Oh, it's so embarrassing.
信じられないな。 まさか不器用そうなイーオンがここまで繊細な料理を作れるとは。
こりゃ十分店で出せるレベルだな。
本当に美味しいよ。今後の料理当番はイーオンとティファリアで決まりだね。
Eon's levels above me, but I'll do my best.
そんなことはない。あなたの作るものからはまだまだ学ぶところがたくさんある。
Later on, Eon took off his apron. Nope. Let's start that line again. Eon took off his apron once he finished in the kitchen, and I called out to him. Eon, everyone loved your food. It was shockingly yummy. Did you learn to cook somewhere?
いや、自分のことは自分でやるしかない環境で育ったからだ。
Wait, he taught himself?
それに一時は料理ぐらいしかすることがない時期もあり、本を読んでいろいろと学んでいた。
No way, you learned all by yourself?
ああ。だから他人にここまで喜んでもらえるとは思わなかった。
Eon's eyes slightly narrowed as he looked to our comrades digging into dessert. I peered at him from the side, then gave him a grin. Eon, remember what you said today? That you could never make someone smile? But look at them!
うますぎるだろう。もう一個食べたい。
あ、なら俺もおかわり。もう一個くれ。
あと2個しかないから、ビデオとラディは1個半分ずつね。
おい、何しれっと自分だけ普通に一つ確保してるんだよ。
You tried, Passalia. See? You definitely have the power to make people happy, Ion. Sorry, Eon. I really need to remember how to say that.
そうか。
When he said that, his expression, like usual, didn't seem to change much. Yet for some reason, it looked like a smile to me. Then, after we finished the dessert, we moved on to formally reporting back about our findings.
それでどうだった？カリダに住む人たちの問題は理解できたかしら？
学術都市の名前通り、研究に対する意欲はすごいと思うんだけど、数値とか成果とかばっかり気にしてるみたいだったよ。
そうだな。娯楽の類も極端に少なく、ショーというだけで興味を引くのは難しいように感じた。
自分が研究している内容以外のことは誰も興味を持たないだろうな。
I agree with everyone. The people in this city are too obsessed with their work. Even so, I don't think that's only because they're researchers. There's more to it. I had trouble putting it into words, and while I wrestled with myself, Reddy spoke up without any delay.
感情の起伏が乏しいってのはつまるところ、目の前のものしか見えてねえ状態ってわけだな。だけどよ、研究者ってやつはもともと探求心とか好奇心が強いもんだと思わねえか？
Yeah, I think so. Because, well, researchers and scholars are in their current posts because they originally wanted to learn more, right?
じゃあ、元から感情が乏しいってわけじゃなくて、
その心を忘れているだけということか。
そういうこったな。
If we focus promotion on the fact that we've got Vilio, a dragon, Pashalia, I think we can get a decent number of spectators. Yes, we have some novel things here at Circus. A very strong water magic user and an actual dragon.
それを踏まえてどんなショーをするかだな。
肝心の内容が刺さらなきゃフローラは咲かない。
難しそうだよね。
Okay, let's start with what we can do first. What are your talents? What kind of performance do you want to put on?
始まりと終わりの挨拶は私がやるつもりよ。
Alright. Ringmaster duties, huh, Junior?
その後はそれぞれ個々にお任せって感じね。
俺はな、わーっと登場してガーッとやってウォーってなる感じだ。
Villier.
魔法を使うのは苦手だから、それ以外のことでなんとなく。
I mean, you should really show off your magic. As much as you can, Passalia.
指示があればそれに従おう。
This is probably... No, scratch that. This is definitely not looking good.
この感じじゃ客が来ても花は咲かなそうだな。
Zephyr was blunt about his assessment. Yeah, Vilio's really cute, isn't he? I love him. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be my favorite, but I also know that his route is locked to finishing all of the other ones. Yeah, I can't remember if we've seen Passalia use magic. We know he has it, but I don't know if we've seen him use it. Raddy and I were stunned speechless and we shared a look.
おい、思ってた以上にやべえぞこりゃ。町とか住人がどうこう以前だぜ。
When I'd heard about the show back at Liba, it had sounded so fun. But now... My original plan was to decide our general course of action and then have everyone practice on their own for a few days, but... Now...
絶対失敗するやつだな。
Yeah.
よっしゃ、わかった。明日一旦リハのリハすっぞ。
A pre-rehearsal? What's a pre-rehearsal already?
リハのリハ？
Sounds good. I think it's going to be easier to come up with plans if we take our costumes and props into consideration too.
ショー用のテントも建てるってことか。学術棟の屋上って話だったよな。
ええ。あーちゃんがもういつでも使えるって言ってたから。
よし、じゃあ決まりだな。
Fast forward to the next day. We went to the peak of the tower and set up the tent. This space had apparently been designed as a place of rest for the researchers. That makes sense. It's probably the only part of the tower that's really open to the sky, so you can come up here for some fresh air and a break, right? Since it was only used for leisure, it had been pretty easy to reserve it for our own use.
よし、完璧ね。さすが私、見る目あるわ。
That is a lot of fluff, Genia. It looks like a hedgehog at the top, but like less spiky. Genia had changed into his stage costume and was gushing while helping me put on makeup. In his clothes alone, he's really handsome, but the hedgehog on his hat stands out like a beacon. I can't help but stare at it. It is a hedgehog! I was right. Hedgehog. An accessory attached to Genia's stage outfit. Its round eyes are mesmerizing. It seems like it's making eye contact when you look at it. Yeah, is it a real animal? Is it a fake thing that looks like an animal? His outfit was a contrast to his usual frilly style, looking sleek as it hugged his frame. Even his hat enhanced his dignity as a leader. It is a fancy top hat. We like a fancy top hat. If we ignored the hedgehog, that was.
ってことで、あなたのおめかしも完成よ。
Everyone else had already lined up on the stage and they were all waiting for me. But this is so embarrassing. Can I take this off? Pretty please?
ダメよ。衣装確認も含めたリハなんでしょ？
Yeah.
それじゃ、先にステージ行ってるから、あなたも早く来てちょうだいね。
Okay. I wasn't one of the main performers on stage, but I was still in a performing troupe, so I'd braced myself to wear a costume that would befit that association. Still! Oh, she looks cute! She looks very cute. I mean, I knew what this was gonna look like from the game box and stuff, but it's cute. Top hat, twin tails. Very nice. The instant the tent was ready, Genia had pressured me into wearing this costume. Stage costumes. Custom-made stage costumes that Genia went out of his way to prepare for each circus member. It's unknown when exactly he took their measurements, but they are perfect fits and allow for good mobility. They all bring out and highlight each member's charm to the maximum. What's the symbol under her left eye? It looks like it's a star with wings. It was a mini dress with colourful stripes. My hair was tied in twin bunches with braids at a height I'd never braved before. All of it was finished with thorough makeup. He'd even given me a wand, and before I knew it, I'd undergone a complete transformation. Stalling won't help me one bit. Let's go see what the guys think of it. I pumped myself up to summon the courage required to walk toward the team.
お、ずいぶん遅かったな。ジーニアの見立てにしちゃ結構いい感じじゃねえか。
Raddy's costume appears to be just a little bow tie. Little bow tie with a charm. Pretty sure he wasn't wearing that before.
さてはお前、一丁前に恥ずかしがってんな。
How could I not be? I've never worn these types of clothes before. Ooh. He looks like a peacock.
大丈夫。よく似合ってるよ、ティファリア。
Thank you, Pashalia.
お花みたいですごく綺麗。
Oh. Pashalia, meanwhile, looked like a graceful, majestic fish that wandered around the sea. Yeah, okay, yeah, fish is probably a more accurate assessment than my initial peacock, actually. Yeah, I guess the sleeves are more fin-like than wing-like. His costume was a work of art that brought out his natural ethereal charm.
ザフォラもそう思うよね。
俺に振るな。
Why is Zephyr a jester? On the other hand, Zephyr gave off a very different vibe than usual. For a second, I thought he was a stranger. I knew that he was a clown, but he doesn't look odd in such flashy clothes at all. He's amazing. Not everyone could pull that off. Yeah, you do need at least one clown for the sex.
ザフォラは何とも思わないの？
まあ、孫にも衣装って感じだな。
Rude. That's not praise at all, mind you.
かわいい、似合う、とでも言ってほしかったか。
No, actually, now that you say that, I don't want you to say that. Okay, you're definitely making fun of me. All fire-like.
気
Very
に
nice.
すんなティファリア。ザフォラは照れてるだけだからさ。いつもの格好もいいけど、そっちの衣装も雰囲気が違ってていいと思うぜ。
You want that repeated in a different voice? What? You mean do you mean not sarcastically but still him, or do you want someone else to say that? Thank you, Villio. Villio's costume was, well, really Villio-like. That was the best description for it. I felt like the design really highlighted his charms. It shared a colour scheme with his usual attire and a striking fire pattern on both his cheeks and his costume. Hello. As for Eon, who is showing a lot of skin, he's scary. His imposing aura has been magnified so many times. Not only was his one eye obscured, even his mouth had been covered with black cloth. On the other hand, his toned body was exposed for all the world to see. Coupled with his large weapon, he was a formidable sight, and I couldn't help but gasp in awe.
目で人を楽しませることも重要だと聞いた。
Yep.
あなたの姿は観客を十分に楽しませることができるだろう。
He looks like he lifts. Mhm. I mean, he is a martial artist. Thank you. If it makes the audience happy, then wearing this is worth it for sure. And there is definitely audience members that will be very happy to see that. As evidenced by chat.
ーみんなはしゃいじゃって。やっぱり男の子ね。花のあるこう一点って意味でもティファリアを入れて正解だったわね。
We have a glossary thing for oasis. A fertile area in the desert centered around a natural spring. In this case, it's used to describe a lone woman in a group of men. Okay, let's not forget the fact that I'm only an assistant in the end, though. Everyone's costumes are flashy, too. When I'd gotten changed, Genia told me that our outfits are specially designed for us. No wonder our funds dried up. You want me to change where it says comments to chat? Yeah, maybe I should. When I designed the overlay, I was sort of just copying other ones that I'd seen. Mostly Japanese ones, actually. Anyway, mixed feelings aside. All in costume, we were gathered together and Raddy looked over each of us before speaking.
じゃ、全員集まったことだし、まずはそれぞれやろうと思ってる演目を披露してみてくれ。
Yay, we get to see everyone's performances, but before we do that, I do need to go get some more water, so I will be right back. And I'm back. If you're still not sure, just doing what you can for now is fine.
お、そういうことなら、まずは俺からいいか。
After Vilio volunteered, Raddy and I moved to the audience seating. Vilio then stood in the center of the stage, did a weird pose, and shouted,
ドラゴン変身!
In the blink of an eye, a regal, towering dragon appeared. Wow, he's so impressive up close. After that, the members did demos of their performances one by one. Vilio flew around the tent while breathing fire. Has anyone done a risk assessment on that? Next, Eon wielded his bulky weapon and did various martial arts moves. Zafira, meanwhile, performed intensive juggling while making it look easy. Lastly, Pascalia borrowed the power of the spirits and manifested a small-scale model of his hometown. Ooh, made completely out of water, I assume. Once all the demonstrations were finished.
全然ダメだな。
Oof, Ratty. Oof.
そうか。
どうして？
I mean, as impressive as what you did was,
適当に言ってるんじゃないだろうな。ミスはなかったはずだ。
yes, but just because you can juggle good doesn't mean you're entertaining.
ティファリアもダメだって思ったのか？
I was hesitant, but I gave him a firm nod. Yeah, I think hopeless is a bit extreme, though.
何が悪かったんだ？直すから教えてくれ。
Well...
こういうのは口で説明しても伝わるもんじゃねえだろ。お前らちょっとそこにいろ。俺が手本を見せてやるから、頭空っぽにしてみとけ。
Ooh, Raddy's going to perform. After such a declaration, Raddy trotted over to the stage. He moved to the center before taking a bow.
お前ら、しっかり目に刻め。あと絶対そこから動くなよ。これが、楽しませるってやつだ。
With that announcement, Raddy began showing off his signature dance.
得意だと言ってたのは認めてもいいな。
あんなに足短いのによくつまずかずに踊れるね。
However...
Yo! Ko! To! What?
Raddy stumbled exaggeratedly with an oopsie daisy and crashed into Hyun's foot.
すまない。動くなと言われたため。
But Raddy only answered with a mischievous grin before nimbly scaling Eon's body.
はっはっは。俺様は世界一のダンサー、ラディ様だ。魅惑のステップに感動した野郎ども。見ろ、戦利品だ。
From his spot on Eon's shoulder, Raddy raised a wooden toy triumphantly.
あ、それオートで俺が買ったやつ。
It's a wood carving for dragon. That's so cute.
返して欲しけりゃ俺様を捕まえてみな。ただし、お前はこいつらに触れたら負け。わかったな。
よーし、絶対捕まえてやる。
With that, the game of tag began. Raddy ran around skillfully, using Zephyra, Pastalia, and Eon as his jumping platforms. In terms of physical ability, Pilio should have had the advantage, but the handicap made things easy. Sorry, even is the right way.
捕まえた。ちょっと、それは私のハリネズミちゃんよ。
リリオ、頑張れ。ラディはこっちだよ。
I am indeed. So I am based in England.
おいトカゲ、今触れたな。ルール違反だろ。
いや、触れてない。多分ラディの尻尾だ。
イオン、腕伸ばせ。
こうか。
バッチシトン。
Ah, Raddy, was that a pun? On one side, Raddy was on the defensive. He hid in Patalia's long sleeves and jumped onto Eon's body. On the other, Vilio chased him deftly while abiding the rules. Fierce battle indeed.
捕まえた。
Vilio reached out to catch Raddy, and making use of Vilio's outstretched posture,
シャキーン。
Raddy did a final pose and ended his lesson. That was so fun, Raddy! My yell and clapping set off a chain reaction.
すっげえ楽しかった。
なるほどな。
つい熱中しちゃった。
すごいものだな。我々を道具に使ってしまうとは。
In response to the joy in our hearts, a chloris bloomed. I gently cradled the bloom in my hand before cutting into matters. The demo everyone showed us earlier was an impressive display of skill, for sure. But I don't think those shows serve the purpose of bringing a smile to our audience's faces.
そういうこった。パスハリア、ザホラ、イーオンが見せたもんは確かに技術はあった。だが技術の高さを見せつけられても見た側は面白いとは思わねえ。
Yeah, as I said earlier, just because you're really, really skilled doesn't mean it's fun for people to watch.
ビリオのは迫力があったが、あれも同じだ。ただドラゴンってのを見せびらかしてるだけ。
I think the purpose of a show is to answer our guests' needs, what they want to see.
そっか。だからラリーのショーではわざとミスを入れて、そこから俺たちを巻き込む形にしたんだな。
わかったみてえだな。ってことで、ラディ先生からは以上だ。
それでみんなの問題点は分かったけれど、具体的にはどんな内容にするのかしら？
Yeah, about that. Honestly speaking, the most lacking thing about our team was being a team, not working together. As individuals, they all had impressive skills and techniques and were noteworthy enough to pique interest through promotion. But they're lacking the one critical step that would make an entertaining show. And it seemed that Raddy could read my mind.
はっきり言って、今のメンツだけでどうにかするのは期間的に無理がある。まず宣伝でビリオとパスハリアを目立たせて人を呼ぶところまではできるだろうが、問題はその後だ。人は集められても花を咲かせるレベルのことをするにはまとまりがなさすぎる。だからこれは俺からの提案だ。今回限りで構わねえ。外部の幻獣に協力を依頼できねえか？
Ooh.
他の幻獣？不可能じゃないけれど、それならパスハリアもいるし精霊でもいいんじゃないの？
理由はちゃんとあるぜ。聞いたことねえか？土の大精霊セリウスが別名幻獣の守護者って呼ばれてる話。
The Guardian of Fae. Another title for Celius. A long time before King Arthur was born, Celius blessed the Fae with the ability to take on a human form, bridging the large rift between the two races. As the being who gave the Fae a way to coexist with humans, the Great Spirit was then given the title Guardian of Fae. Even now, there are Fae who worship this Great Spirit as their hero. Oh, I actually heard about this once, a long time ago. If you turned back the clock to a time eons before King Arthur was born... Glossary. King Arthur. A mage of light who could manipulate all elements. With the help of the four great spirits, each their own unique character, he united the world. Back then, Fae beasts had been much more... No. Wow, I'm struggling with this sentence. Back then, Fae beasts had been much more like beasts than humans. They hadn't had the ability to transform like now, and humans feared them, creating a large rift between the two. During such a period, Celius was said to have given Fae human forms, providing the means for coexistence.
なるほどね。
この都市は幻獣にとって憧れでもある場所か。
そういうこった。だからこの町を訪れる幻獣は多い。そいつらをスカウトしてショーに参加してもらうんだ。
まあ悪くないわね。幻獣の種類が多い方が研究者の観客は増えるでしょうし。
Yeah, there'd probably be a lot of researchers who would like to see a variety of Fae all in one place, right?
よし、じゃあこれからは幻獣のスカウトをするんだな。善は急げだ。早速今からでも。
Hold up, Vilio. If possible, I'd like us to promote our show at the same time. Genia, have you prepared the goods I asked for?
ええ、ちょうどサンプルを持ってきたわよ。
これはチラシか。
Ah. The flyer. I really can't tell what's on that flyer except for the word circus. Promotional flyer. An item that our heroine requested Genia to make for Circus's promotion. The appeal of each performer is advertised through the flyer to fan the flames of interest in readers. Yeah, I mean, I guess the top left is a dragon for Vilio. And I guess, is the bottom left water, maybe? I can't tell. Yeah, I asked Genia to make these.
明日には届くそうよ。
The flyers won't be here till tomorrow.
じゃあ明日から本格的にスカウトと宣伝開始だな。
Just like that, we had a plan. Starting the next day, we'd split into two groups, one to promote and one to recruit. As Faye, Vilio and Raddy would split up, and the others would be assigned to their teams. After incessant disputes, we'd finally settled on teams. Team 1 was Vilio, Zephyra, and Pastalia. Wow, how did we convince Zephyra to be on the same team as Vilio? Team 2 was Eon and Raddy. Well, those seem to be mismatched teams.
よーしイオン、次あの赤いシャツのおっさんな。
承知した。
Yeah, Andaz is a good question. It looks like it's Andaz. Oh no, wait. This is actually a pretty great team. Because while Eon is scary, Raddy is cute. And hopefully that should balance. If we put the adorable fuzzball on the shoulders of the scary man,
「忙しいところ失礼する。我らは国直属のパフォーマンス集団、通称サーカスだ。
え？はあ。パフォーマンス集団？
いいよ、笑顔消えてんぞ。そこで頬を緩めてニコった。
近日中に公演を予定している。これがチラシだ。受け取ってくれ。ニコ。
No, that just makes you look scarier. I knew his attempt at a smile was not going to go well.
失礼しました。
これで12連敗か。
I take it back. It doesn't help. Yeah, Eon scares everyone. He makes small children cry when they just look at him. It seems to make him sad. I can feel the horror of gloom about him. Yep. This is another Eon needs head pats time. We'd split into 2 groups to go around the city, but I'm starting to have some doubts. I'd run away when I first met Eon too, so I really empathized with the people who had to face him now.
改善できる日は遠そうだな、こりゃ。
すまない。
No, it's perfectly fine. It's not your fault at all, Eon.
ああ、そうだそうだ。悪いのはお前の顔だ、顔。
I mean, I was gonna say that, Raddy, but you don't actually say that out loud. We do need to fix his face. Just to make him a little less intimidating. But, like, you don't say it to his face. Freddy, silence, please. Is it just his face, or is it his voice as well? That's a good question. But I feel like if we can get a good smile on his face, then we'll be fine, right? I grabbed Raddy's face like an eagle gripping its prey and tried to smooth things over. And I'll hand out the flyers, so you two can go help find Faye.
どうしたイオン？突然黙り込んじまって。
二人ともこちらを見ずに前を向いたまま歩き続けてくれ。
Oh, what's he seen? What's he seen?
我々は尾行されている。
Huh? I froze for a moment, but promptly obeyed his instructions and walked on. Following us? Who? Why? Did Raddy drink someone's liquor without permission and make enemies? Is that something Raddy often does? And then...
そこだ。
Oh, look, it's a little squirrel! Which is now going to be terrified. A small silhouette, which was tottering out of the shadow of a building, froze. And ran. Seeming panicked, it began to run, but... The small shadow tripped over a step and rolled down the stairs in front of it. Oh no! What? Aww. It's green. Frantically, we saved it from its predicament and realized it was a tiny green critter.
こいつラタトスクじゃねえか。おい、大丈夫か？
Ah, Ratatosk. Like the, like Norse mythology. The squirrel that runs up and down the world tree. Making trouble between the top and the bottom. Ratatosk. A small fey beast with green fur and sharp teeth, known for being weak and cowardly. Although they once lived in groups in their own village, they've recently developed an interest in living with humans, so their kind grows ever more plentiful in the city. Yes. Love me some Norse mythology.
はい。
ラタトスク。
緑の毛と鋭い歯を持つ幻獣だよ。種族的に臆病なことで有名だな。
そのラタトスクとやらがなぜ我々を尾行していた？
Jan fixed his gaze on the Fae. The Ratatosk tensed up and began trembling.
悪気はなかったんです。幻獣がいたから助けてもらえるかと思って。
Oh, it wants help. Help? What happened? Oh.
僕、ピロって言います。ちょっと前に山奥の里から出てきて、このカリダに来たんです。
Hero. A young Ratatosk, a heroine met in Kallida. Timid and compassionate, he speaks politely and with a stutter.
それでうろうろしていたら研究者さんに声かけられたんです。簡単な実験に付き合ってくれたら寝るとことご飯をくれるって言われて。
Yeah?
それで連れて行かれた塔の部屋でいろんな実験を手伝ったんです。最初は身長を測ったり質問に答えるくらいだったんですけど、だんだん辛いのに変わってきて、
Oh.
倒れるまで走らされたりとか、いっぱい血を取られてフラフラになったりとかして。
Do I get to read all the glossary entries outside of the storyline? Yeah, I think there's a section for it that you can navigate to from the main menu. It's usually how it goes.
それでもしかしたら最後は解剖されちゃうんじゃないかって怖くなって逃げてきたんです。
Oh. I mean, actually, if I just check. Yeah, you can get to the dictionary from the menu inside the game as well. Also, let's check our status while we're at it. Oh, yep. One little segment filled. So I guess we have to fill the 10 segments of that.
「話を聞くにその実験は最初は強制ではなかったのだろう。ならば途中で頼んで解放してもらえなかったのか？
僕も帰りたかったです。でも最初に書類にサインしたから全部終わるまでダメって。
Oh dear. Did you sign something without reading it fully?
なるほど。詐欺みてえな手口だな。
In short, he was forced to participate against his will? If that was the case, we couldn't let those people get away with it.
それで今も追われてると思うと表通りも歩けなくて。
You came into the big city, so you must have the ability to transform, right? If they're after you, how about you do that? As a Fae, you stand out, so hiding yourself inside a crowd would be safer.
それがその。
Firo shrunk further into himself before whispering in a weak voice.
人間怖いってずっと暗がりで震えてたら人型になれなくなっちゃって。
Oh no! Humans are scary and therefore he doesn't want to be a human.
なるほどな。
Oh, is that how it works for Fae?
人型になれるやつは生まれつきの能力によるところがでかいが、稀に精神的なショックで人型になれなくなっちゃって。
Oh,
人型になれなくなることもあるんだ。
I see, I see.
人型にもなれないし、お金もないし、どうしよう、僕死んじゃうのかなって思ってた時、あなたを見つけて、つい。
なるほど。経緯は理解した。ならばこのまま放置はできまい。
Yeah, I agree. First things first, would you like to come with us for now?
いいんですか？
Yes, of course. Stomach noises. That's a loud tummy noise for such a little guy. Coming with us would solve that too. Yeah, Eon here can cook real good. After that, with Firo in our party, we returned to the tents. However, are you okay, Firo?
はい。大丈夫です。
But his actions told otherwise as he observed his surroundings nervously. I think he's still scared. Okay, let's help him calm down first. Food or words of comfort? Quick save. Nope, that's not quick save. That's the skip function. Quick save? There we go. Quick save. I'm thinking food as well. Food would definitely help, right? Let's give him some food. Tasty food works wonders during times like these. I'll make something for him. Excuse me, Eon, Raddy. Could you two look after this little one for now? Oh, wait. Where did Eon go?
イオンなら裏に行ったぞ。多分あれだろう。こいつを怖がらせねえように気を使ったんじゃねえか。
Oh. I see. In that case, Raddy, could you watch over Firo for a moment? With a wry smile on my face, I took a step toward the kitchen, but... Huh? That smells so good. Yes! I had a feeling Eon would have gone for the kitchen. Eon reappeared with a small plate in his hand. Eon, what is that?
フィロは空腹だったようだからな。
Ah!
これを用意していたんだ。
That's another point of affection. Now that we have a second one, I want to look at the status again. Yeah, okay. It lights up one petal per time. Understood. Ah, mixed nuts. I can see almonds and cashews, and I think that's pecans? And some peanuts. Yep, that definitely looks appropriate for a small squirrel. Oh, those are Raddy's drinking snacks. Booze snacks. Made by roasting mixed nuts in a fry pan. Ooh, they're roasted nuts. Apparently, this one extra step raises its tastiness by leaps and bounds. Raddy snacks on these as a side to his liquor.
美味しそうです。食べていいですか？
ああ、量はたくさんあるから構わず食べるといい。
Now I want some roasted mixed nuts. I do have cashews in my kitchen. Yeah, he does need a drink with them. There is a reason that these are drinking snacks. After a light meal, Firo regained his energy, and we settled down as we talked.
王様から賞を任されてるですか？
ああ、国の指令を受けて核として講演をする予定だ。
And that's true for Canada too. We're going to be performing here soon.
すごいすごい、みんなすごい人なんですね。じゃあラディさんもステージに立つんですか？そのままの姿ですか？それとも人型になってです？
いや、そいつは。
Thing is, Raddy can't transform. I mean, he can, but the MC does not know this.
そうなのですか？都会にいる幻獣はみんな人型になれるんだと思ってました。
ま、例外くらいいるさ。俺の場合、人型になれないのは元からだけどよ。お前の場合は一時的なもんだから心配すんな。
はい。
しかしフィロはこの後どうするんだ？どこか行くあてはあるのか？
それが全然なくって
それならちょうど今、我々は幻獣の協力者を募っている。公園までの衣食住は保証できるだろうし、参加してみるのはどうだろうか。
僕が出てもいいんですか？
ああ、もちろんだ。
One Fae recruited.
ありがとうございますです。僕頑張ります。
しかし、はぐれ幻獣か。こりゃリアンの領分だな。
Liam? Raddy, did you say something?
いや、なんでもねえ。とりあえずみんなが帰るの待とうぜ。ちょうどつまみもあるし、酒でも飲みながらよ。
Control yourself, it's not even night yet. Raddy's just like, it's 8 p.m. somewhere. I wonder how Raddy drinks booze. Like, does he have like a little cat saucer? Or does he like pick it up with his little feet? The next few days passed by in a flurry. We'd gone our separate ways to promote and recruit, and as a result...
ちょっと数多すぎじゃないのこれ。
多ければ多いほど楽しいショーになるだろ。
Numerous Fae had gathered at our residential tents. We're blessed to have so many, but working out a program's going to be such a headache.
ここは幻獣の見本市か。
すごく小さい子もいるね。君の名前は？
ピロです。
彼は研究者から逃げてきたところを保護した。
しかし困ったわね。これから数日かけて練習するのはいいけれど、その間全員が泊まる場所を用意するのはちょっと無理よ。
Too many Fae for the amount of tents we have, huh?
ああ、それなんだけどよ。
はい。ごめん、ちょっと通して。
Leon! Wait, Leon! Why are you here of all places? What about your pub?
会っていきなりそれ釣れないこと言わないでよ。
ところで君は誰かな？
あ、そっか。自己紹介が必要だね。もう知ってる人もいると思うけど、俺はリアン。ティファリアとは切っても切れない深い仲の男だよ。
Don't lie like that on the spot. Leanne's a regular at Lever. I am his debt collector and tab accumulator at best.
あとオートにいたなら知ってるかもしれねえが、こいつはチアーズの店主だ。
ああ、道理で。どこかで見たことある気がしたのよね。
でもリアンってオートにいたよな。なんで今カリダにいるんだ？
可愛いティファリアが呼んでるって言うから全速力で駆けつけたんだよ。
I don't remember doing that. Maybe you should get your head checked. You're delusional.
相変わらず癖になる冷たさ。でも呼ばれたのは本当だよ。
Yeah, I think that was Raddy.
ああ、俺が呼んだんだ。
Huh? Why? I blinked, confused, and Leanne replied in a merry tone.
実はうちの店さ、世間には食堂兼雑貨屋で通ってるけど、もう一つやってることがあってね。それが厳重の保護と支援なんだ。
Ah. Yes, because as we discovered when we went there with Billio, or as we as players discovered, because I don't think the NC noticed so much. Leanne is definitely a fae. I've been there so many times and I didn't have a clue. Raddy, did you know? Obviously Raddy knew. He's a fae.
ま、俺も厳重だからな。何かあったら相談してねとはずっと言われてたんだ。
ってことは、この子たちのことは任せちゃっていいってことかしら？
もちろんそのために来たんだからね。ってことで、厳重の皆さん、一旦移動するよ。俺についてきて。
With the exception of Furo, who expressed a strong desire to stay with Raddy and Eon, his saviors. The remaining Fae followed after Leanne, who was waving his hands around. Yay, we get to keep Furo. Furo is cute. After that was done, we took the opportunity to discuss our plans.
まさかあれだけの数の厳重が集まるとは驚いたぜ。
Thank you for all of your hard work, everyone.
これだけいればショーもなんとかなりそうだな。
Yeah, I think so too.
それで俺たちはどんなことをするんだ？
Ah, yes, we still need to figure that one out. I'm thinking of making teams of one cast member and several Fae. Each team will have their own performance corner on stage.
僕、イオンさんかラディさんと一緒がいいです。
Of course you do, Furo. I don't know if we've recruited spirits or not. Okay, I think we can arrange that.
なんか懐かれちまってるな。
I'll figure out the details, organize them tonight, and explain the plan when we're all assembled tomorrow.
楽しみだね。
ところでよ、ビリオたちの方は随分たくさんの厳重を呼び込んだみたいだが、一体どこから連れてきたんだ？
ほとんどが学術棟で実験に無理やり付き合わされてた奴らだ。
Oh, so they were all being experimented on like Furo, huh?
フィロも研究に参加した恐怖で人型になれないと言っていたが、あの塔ではそれほどに悲惨なことが行われているのか。
嫌がってるのに無理やり注射したり休ませてって言ってるのに全然聞き入れなかったり、本当にひどかったよ。
怖かったです。
どいつもこいつも研究者というより詐欺師だったな。
Oof.
騙すならもっとうまく相手に騙されたことを気づかせないのが基本だ。研究者のくせに脳みそが足りていない。
感情の起伏がないっていう問題じゃなくて、あいつら根本的にどっか間違ってる気がしたな。
It seems that Billio has the same opinion as you do, Drag.
だから俺らのショーでガツンと分からせてやろうぜ。
Yeah. These past few days have driven home one thing. The researchers of this city were very different from the idea I'd had in my mind. My mum and dad were different. They weren't like these people who only have eyes for numbers. At least, I think they weren't. In my memories, my parents had always looked ecstatic when they came across new things, and they'd believed in a happy future. But now, I was forced to face the current reality, and the ideals I'd believed about Kallida seemed to be coming apart at the seams. It was a little unsettling.
大丈夫か？
Sorry about that.
落ち込んでるみたいだけど、ティファリア、もしかして前にここに住んでたって言ってたのが関係してる？
え、そうだったのか？
そういえば、町に着いた時、そのような話をしていたな。
Yeah, I did live here once, but...
歯切れが悪くて苛立つ。はっきりと言ったらどうだ？
おいザホラ、言い方ってもんがあるだろ。
Yeah, Zafara. Nah, it's okay, Reddy. It's my fault. Everyone could tell that I was down, but I didn't offer any reasons and just kept moping. I must have worried you. Please allow me to give you all a proper explanation. When I was very, very young, I did indeed live here in Kallida, together with my researcher parents.
君の両親って研究者だったんだね。
今もこの年で研究をしているのか？
No. They died 10 years ago. I tried to suppress my emotions as much as I could and wove together my story. My parents had both been researchers and they'd worked inside the Sage Tower. During the course of their work, they lost their lives in an accident. After that, I moved to the capital to live with Spirea at Liba. And my memories of my childhood were very vague. When I was finished, I noticed everyone had downcast eyes, seeming unsure what to say.
ご両親お亡くなりになってたんですね。
ごめんね。そうとは知らずに研究者さんたちのことを悪く言っちゃって。
Please don't apologize. I understand that people like that exist out there. We saw it for ourselves. I should be the one to say sorry for overreacting.
ねえ、一つ聞くけど、ご両親の名前はなんていうの？
My father was Rigel, and my mother was Meria. Rigel, our heroine's father. He was a researcher at the Sage Tower, but he passed away after an accident at work. Meria, our heroine's mother. She was a researcher at the Sage Tower, but she passed away after an accident at work. Oh, I think Genia recognizes those names.
まさか、そんな偶然。でも言われてみれば、先生たちの面影があるような。
どうしたんだ、ジュニア。
I wonder if our heroine's parents were working on the flora. Maybe. Genia shut his eyes and breathed a long sigh. Then he turned to face me again.
あなたのご両親はね、私やあーちゃんの学生時代の先生だったのよ。
Oh, he was taught by them. Genia's school days. Knowing that he would eventually serve the royal government as a noble no. I've moved eventually into the wrong place, didn't I? Knowing that he would serve the royal government as a noble eventually, Ginio once studied in Calida along with Aleste. During this period, our heroine's parents, researchers at the Sage Tower, acted as his teachers for a while. They treated him as an individual instead of being blinded by his status, which earned his respect and admiration. What?
普通貴族の子息に対しては先生であっても配慮してくれるんだけど、あの人たちは違っててね。フィールドワークとか言いつつ、手で土を掘って魔法石探しさせられた時はどうしようかと思ったわ。
Mystic stones, huh? Mystic stone, a bundle of energy crystallized by magic. The higher the purity, the steeper the price, and stronger the energy. Mystic stones have unique properties. For example, a firestone gives off heat, but will turn into a regular stone once its power runs out. Spirits with powerful mana, like the Great Spirits, can create mystic stones. They did? This was a tale about my parents that I hadn't been privy to, and I was hooked. I want to hear more. Those words made it to my throat, but then Eugenia gave me a sympathetic look.
まあ、私がオートに戻ってからはつながりはなくなったけど、亡くなられてたのね。
Yes, I heard it was a workplace accident. After that, I ended up moving to Liba. I think if Spirea and Raddy hadn't been around to support me, I would probably still be stuck in the past. I gently reached out to pat Raddy, who was sitting next to me, on the head.
すまない。配慮が足りなかった。事情も知らず、あなたには無理をさせていたのかもしれない。
No, I'm alright. It's already been 10 years after all. Plus, since we've arrived in Calida, there's been so much to do and think about. I haven't had a sad moment yet. Though it was a little forced, I pulled my lips into a reassuring smile. Then...
よーし、わかった。
Filio suddenly stood up and made a confident declaration.
過去は変えられないけどよ。新しい思い出はいくらでも作れるだろ。だから、ショーを成功させて、楽しい思い出を増やそうぜ。
ビリオってこういう時、すごくいいこと言うよね。
僕も頑張るです。
Oh.
綺麗事だな。
Sour. It might be idealistic, but I think Filio is right. If I make fresh, happy memories here, I have a feeling that I'd grow to like this city.
よし、じゃあまずは気分を上げるために酒でも飲むか。
Raddy! Any excuse for booze, huh?
ならば、飲めないものはこれを食べてくれ。
Ooh, 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 what do we eat?
とっても甘くて美味しそうな匂いがします。
Eon made us cookies? And they're cute as well.
すごく可愛い形だね。これはどこかで買ったの？
先ほど作った。たくさんあるから遠慮せず食べてくれ。
I like Eon a lot. So he can not only cook really good, he can also bake adorable sweets. serious gap moe times. Love it. You made these, Eon? Wow, you can even make sweets? That's amazing!
作成者の見た目と出来上がったものが合致しなさすぎて脳が混乱するんだが。
Zafora does not appreciate gap moe, clearly.
さすがいい音だな。めっ
Billio, stop talking with your mouth full.
喋るか食うかどっちかにしろよ。ミリオ行儀悪いぞ。フィロが真似しちまうだろう。
I guess I'll have some too. And with that, her evening had become peaceful once more, and time slowly ticked away. Eventually, we all retired to our designated tents and slept, until late at night. For some reason, I felt oddly uncomfortable. I blinked my eyes open and stared blankly up at the tent canopy. I can't get back to sleep. Our practice officially begins tomorrow, so am I nervous or something? I thought about grabbing a drink of water, but I would have woken Raddy and Firo, who ended up staying in my tent. While thinking so, I glanced at their hammock. It was empty, rocking slightly with the draft. Raddy? Firo? Guess we don't need to worry about waking them up if they're already up. Where did those two go? Noticing their absence, I left the tent after all. However, on my way to the common area, I heard a familiar voice and stopped in my tracks.
だから大丈夫だって言ってんだろ。そんなに心配すんなって。で
も、だって。
We're trying to do transformation practice. These voices are Raddy and Firo?
だってご飯でも食べてからゆっくり寝たら人型になれるって幻獣のみんなは言ってたのに、僕今こうして起きても全然変身できる気がしないし、ひょっとしてずっとこのままなんじゃ。
Oh, he's crying.
ああ、泣くな泣くな。仕方ねえ。やり方教えてやっからな。
With a long sigh, Raddy surveyed his surroundings.
いいか？幻獣が別の姿を取るのに何より大事なのはイメージだ。
イメージ？
お前は人間が怖くてイメージするのを無意識に拒否してるんだ。
That makes sense.
イーオンとかティファリアとかいい人間もいるんだってお前ももうわかるだろ。
はい、わかるです。
ならあとは簡単だ。イメージしろ。こんな風に。
Oh, I did not expect that we were going to find this, that our MC was going to find this out on the common route. I half expected it to be something locked away on Raddy's own route. Raddy?
簡単だろ。
ラディさんすごいです。かっこいいです。前に変身できないって言ったのは僕を元気づけるための優しい嘘ってやつですね。
Yeah, it's not so much a white lie, but something he's been keeping very secret for a while.
あれは
Here, yeah, time to explain, right?
まあいいや。とりあえずお前もやってみ。
はい、頑張るです。
What? Just... I couldn't believe my eyes. Reddy was always fluffy and soft, but it was a man talking to Pyrrho over there right now. They looked nothing alike. I mean, the eyes and the hair are the same colour as the eyes and the floof. But there was the stone on his forehead and his vivid pink hair.
お、いいぞいいぞ。その調子だ。
And his voice that was full of warmth despite having his impish moments. This is when Reddy found out he messed up.
ティファリア。
Before I'd realized it, I was standing like a statue in front of him, dazed.
まずったな。お前、どこから聞いてた？
How much should I say? Well, indicates the entire man.
ちょっと待ってろ。今いろいろと説明するからよ。
He's going to explain. Nice.
ひとまず立ち話もなんだ。こっちに来てさ。
Oh, wait, hold up. Wait, don't get any closer.
はあ？なんでズリズリ下がるんだよ。ひょっとしてお前、俺が誰か気づいてないのか？
She knows who you are. She's just having difficulty processing it. That is not the case at all, sir.
なんで敬語だ？分かってんなら来いって。ほら。
No!
だからなんだよその反応。ガキの頃に戻ったのかお前。
I mean, look, I mean...
二人ともあんまり大きな声出すと他の皆さんが起きて。
Ah, yeah, let's get everyone here. Hey, everyone. Reddy's been lying.
ああもううるさいわね。一体何時だと思ってんの？ってあら？あなたどこかで。
お、なんだあのピンクいやつ。
まさか泥棒？とりあえず捕まえろ。
承知した。
いでやめろいいよ。俺だ俺、ラディ。
何を言っている泥棒。ラディはもっと小さくふわふわで愛らしい生き物だ。
This is true. Reddy is smaller, fluffier, and more charming. Because he's fluffy.
ああ、ありがとうよ。それ、だから俺なんだってば。
The commotion pierced the silence of night. The only thing I could do was stare blankly at the scene before me. The one who moved things forward turned out to be the tiny green fae.
待ってください。イーオンさん、その方、本当にラディさんです。
え？
つまり人間の姿になれないってのは全部が嘘ってわけじゃなく、3年前突然人型になれるようになった。それまでは本当になれなかったわけか。
Oh, okay. He's only been able to transform for 3 years. So not the entire time that our heroine has known him then.
ああ、自分でも驚いたよ。人型になれちまった時は。
10 minutes had passed. We'd surrounded Raddy and interrogated him. I mean, asked for his testimony.
変身できるようになったタイミングは分かったけど、だったらその時点で ティファリアには言うべきだったんじゃない？
Yeah, Ratty.
んなこと言えるわけねえだろ。昨日まで抱っこしてた小動物が突然いい年のイケメンになったんだぜ。どう説明しろってんだよ。
Yeah, okay. I sort of get it. I think Ratty wanted to continue being fluffed. And figured Tifalia was not going to continue to do that if he was a fully grown man.
3年前ならこいつは12、3か。まあ絵面的にもアウトだな。
スピレアには言ったんだぜ。黙っててもらったけどな。
Perhaps he was getting fed up with this round of rapid-fire questions. Ratty waved his hand while shaking his head and forcefully moved on to the conclusion.
ま、姿形が変わったとしても、俺は何も変わらねえよ。お前なら分かってくれるだろう。な、ティファリア。
Yes. Yes, sir.
お前まだその状態かよ。お前が納得してくれねえと話まとまらねえだろ。
How am I supposed to come to terms with any of this? You suddenly just changed.
なんて薄情なやつ。長年連れ添った仲だってのに。
Well, that's a way to phrase that. Okay, please don't make jokes like that when you're in this form. And then Firo wedged himself between us as we had our heated exchange.
ごめんなさいです。僕が変身のこと相談しなければ、こんな大騒ぎには。
No, don't apologize, Firo. This was going to come out sooner or later. And sooner is probably better.
ああ、いいって。気にすんな。どうせいずれは話さなきゃならなかったんだ。スピレアにもつつかれてたしな。
I let out a long sigh. I was still trying to regain my composure. I spoke up. I'll believe that you're ready. Maybe. Perhaps. For now.
それ、全然信じてなくねえか？
Please become a small fluff ball again. That's true. It could have happened in a place that didn't involve everyone, but... I mean, the colour of your hair, the way you speak, even your forehead stone is there.
そういやそうだな。人型でもその意志は消えないのか。幻獣の人型は人間と見分けがつかないのが普通だろう。
そうだね。ビリオも鱗があったりはしないもんね。
ああ、まあこれはちょっと特別な石だからな。まあ、とりあえず一つ言えるのは、ラディがどんな姿だろうとやることは変わらないってことよ。むしろ人型になった分だけ仕事回して私が楽できそうね。
Genius just like, yes. Now Reddy has hands, and therefore I can give him more work.
ってことで話も一段落したし、みんなそろそろ寝ましょ。寝不足は美容の大敵よ。
だな。変な時間に起きちまったから眠いぜ。
Yawning is contagious.
そうだジュニア、布団の余りとかねえか？あるけど、どうして？今日は俺ここで寝るからさ。
Raddy correctly making the assumption that it might be a little awkward to try and sleep in the same tent as Tifalia, at least tonight. Huh?
お前、 その感じじゃ俺がいたら寝られねえだろ。そういうことなら仕方ないわね。しまってあるから取りにいらっしゃい。
Yeah, that is the question. Like, I don't know how these transformations work. Can he just go immediately back and forth? Who knows?
ああ、サンキュー。
Watched Freddy walk off with brisk strides, and in truth, I was feeling relieved. Frankly, he really saved me there. He was such a big, floofy furball until just now, and yet... How am I supposed to react if he suddenly... Well... In the past, Reddy announced many times, "I'm an adult man, you know." I always assumed that it was his pride talking. But he was telling the truth. With a mix of conflicting emotions in my heart, I returned to my tent with Firo. Yes, but is Firo also a fully grown man? No, the dictionary thing told us he was a teenager, so... Reddy, whom I'd lived together with since forever, had hidden his ability to transform. I couldn't believe it, and even after morning came, I was still in a state of shock. But time would not stop to wait for me, and the day of the show crawled closer. No, I can't let this go on. Get a grip. The Fae had already assembled. I need to do my job properly so that our show can proceed smoothly. I gave myself a pep talk, but...
お、ティファリア。おはようさん。今日は...
Please be a floof again! Yeah.
お前。
Ready. Good morning, sir.
ああ、俺が悪かったから。だから落ち着け。な。
I'm acting very normal, sir. He's ready, don't forget that. I frantically tried to persuade myself, and then someone snapped me out of it.
あ、ねえねえティファリア、ちょっといい？
Ah, it's Leanne. Leanne, who'd brought the Fae with him, called out to me.
せっかくだから俺もショーに参加させてよ。君にいいとこ見せたいしさ。
You want to join in too, huh? Why did we start calling Brady sir? I mean... I think basically it's to show that we've dropped into very formal language with him instead of the normal, easy, informal way we talk to him. Because when she first started doing it, he said the word keigo, which is formal Japanese. So I assume that we're like... Because he's now sort of a stranger, we're responding to him as if he was a stranger, is I think what it should be. But it's not only a stranger, but a stranger who is older. What? What are you saying? Only Faye can join, remember?
うん、だからさ。
Ah! Leon's going to give that away to our heroine now as well, huh? Huh?
君ってしっかりしてるようで結構鈍ちんだよね。
He's probably running his mouth about nonsense again. Deciding to give him the cold shoulder as always, I looked away from him. Then...
仕方ないな。
Oh, we get to see Leanne's Fae form? Maybe? Leanne sighed, but there was a cheerful note in his voice as he walked around and stood in front of me.
もっともったいぶりたかったけど、それだと何も気づかれないまま終わっちゃいそうだし。 俺のことよーく見てて。
Puppy! Not quite as floofy as Ratty, but I would also like to pet the puppy. 10 out of 10 would pet, indeed. Better than Ratty. I don't know, it depends on the fur texture. Ratty looked softer. In the blink of an eye. What? Huh? What? A wolf?
Ah, Fenrir.
Ah, of course the wolf ones are called Fenrir. Fenrir, a large fey beast resembling a wolf, often called the ephemeral fey beast due to its small population. It can use powerful wind magic. Ah, he's rare. Fenrir?
風の魔法を使う狼型の幻獣。個体数が少なく、幻の幻獣と言われてる。お前、希少種だったんだな。
リアン、すごく大きいね。
In wolf form, Leanne somehow pulled up a grin and he nuzzled my arm with his nose. Ah, he's seeking head pats.
ってことで、これが俺の正体。ちょっとはびっくりした？
Of course I am! Leanne, I didn't know you were Fae at all!
そう、かっこいいでしょ。ちょっとは惚れ直した？
You're good looking in both forms, Leanne. But sadly, you do not have a root as far as I am aware. Again? There wasn't even a first time.
残念。でもショーの時に俺の魔法は役立つと思うよ。ドラゴンほどじゃないけど見た目も派手だしね。見て見て、セルフお座り。お手
Puppy tricks. Yeah, I know what Leanne's usually like, but when he looks like this, I feel I could forgive him no matter what he does. That's cheating. Okay, fine. You can join the show too.
お、やったね。いやー、君がこんな素直になるなら普段からこの姿でいようかな。
No, thank you. I wouldn't know how to react.
お、なんだリアン。幻獣だってティファリアに情報解禁したのか？
Ready is floof again. Wait, Raddy?
あ、ラリーおはよう。そう、情報解禁。俺もショーに参加させてもらおうと思ってね。
Raddy, why are you in that form? He was a man just moments ago.
幻獣たちとのショーなんだから、こっちの姿でいるのは当たり前だろ？
Right. You're right.
ねえリアン、お前は何するんだ？
そうだな。ティファリアを背中に乗せてステージを走ったりとか。
She is not going to accept that.
それは却下だ。
Neither's he. Their banter was the same old. They're probably trying to be normal because of my reaction. I slumped my shoulders, a little dejected. After that, I read out the teams of Fae and cast as well as the performances they'd do. I mean, drag, in terms of whether a dog can carry that much weight. Pashalia did say that Leanne was very large. And he is technically a wolf rather than a dog, but I'm assuming he's also quite a large wolf. Being a Fenrir. Then they all scattered to rehearse. Raddy and Leanne seemed to have taken up the roles of communication and guidance for the Fae in our cast, and it went smoothly. I don't have anything to do now. It's a little early, but maybe I could start prepping for lunch. Just when such thoughts crossed my mind.
悪い遅くなった
Ah, Filio, where were you? Everyone's already practicing.
ごめん俺もすぐ練習始めるからティファリアは一緒に練習しないのか
Nah, my announcements are done, and I'm not too familiar with the matters of Fae. Raddy's dealing with that pretty well, so I considered preparing lunch or something. Though that was what I claimed, in truth it was just an excuse. I didn't know whether Filio caught on to that, but he seemed in thought for a moment before uttering his next words.
人間から見るとさ幻獣ってそんなに理解できないものなのか
What?
あいやすまねえ困らせたいわけじゃなかったんだけどさこうして種族関係なく一緒に練習してる姿を見てるとなんか不思議だなと思って俺島から出てきたばっかの時は俺らドラゴンとそれ以外の種族は全然違うものなんだって思ってただけどさ今はこの姿であんたみたいな普通の人間と向き合って喋ってると何も違うところなんてないんじゃないかって感じるんだ
Filio.
楽しい時は笑って悲しい時は泣いて腹減ったら飯食って誰かのことを気遣ったり助けたくて動いてみたり
I listened carefully to Filio's words. He's right. And Raddy appeared in my mind. He seems like he has a devil-may-care attitude, but he's actually really attentive. When someone's troubled, he just can't leave them alone, and if he sees anyone feeling down, he cheers them up. Even if Raddy took on a different appearance, everything that mattered was still the same. He was the same Raddy that stayed by my side for so long, and yet I actually avoided him. Ah, how could I? You're right. Humans, Fae, we're not different in any way. Appearances don't matter at all. Yeah. Filio, thank you.
どうしたんだ急に
You've cleared up my cloudy sky a little, you see. So, thank you, Filio.
よくわかんねえけど元気出たならよかったぜ
Ah, Filio's a good egg.
それじゃあ俺も練習行くな
Good luck out there. Filio sprinted over to the other Fae, and as I watched him run, I sucked in a deep breath. Appearances shouldn't matter, but they do. Yeah. Okay, let's have a proper conversation with Raddy after this. I whispered that small oath to myself aloud. Okay. Scene change! And looking at the time, I'm going to take this scene change opportunity to finish up the stream. So, thank you very much everyone for coming. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked below. The streaming schedule is posted both over there on social media and over here on YouTube in the community tab. And the next scheduled stream is Sunday 2 PM, and that's more the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. So I hope to see you then or another time. yeah, Drag, we got two choices that affected affection, and the choice at the beginning which appears to have affected our route. So I guess we've picked one, I guess. But yes, once again, thank you very much for coming. And this is Kalla signing out. See ya. Bye bye.